I literally expected to enter into a Kill Bill kind of world where people are running around with swords, chopping each other's head off, with blood flowing in the streets and things like that, obviously because I didn't know better. I just saw the movies like everyone else, and what I did see was a very different, very much more subtle world which relies on pressure, which relies on appearances, which relies on control, much more than actual violence. After 10 months of negotiation, I was introduced to the Godfather himself, who you can see is in the middle of the picture, flanked by number 2 and number 3. Obviously it was a surreal moment, as the Socho, the number 1, doesn't often show himself in public and is shielded from public by his bodyguards. The boss took the proposal, read it, nodded a little bit and said, "Okay, you can photograph." The structure that I could see within this Yakuza family, or within any Yakuza for that matter, I think, is they have a very, very strong oyabun obun, which means father-son in a way relationship, very strict. There is an extremely strict hierarchy. Number 1 is boss, number 2 listens to number 1, number 3. I mean, everything is set out basically in stone, and towards the young people and the new members that are recruited off the streets, they present them as an alternate family and kind of take them away from their real blood family to offer them a better life. The Yakuza in Japan are legally permitted to have a company to unite themselves. So you do see buildings in Tokyo with a plaque on the outside literally saying the name of the Yakuza, which is obviously just a front for the real business, but still nonetheless they are allowed to do this. The tattoos are obviously extremely important. They are the main visual recognizable thing about them. The scenes depicted are, for example, something that happened in the life of the person being tattooed, or a character trait or something like that, and it is depicted through typical Japanese old myths. They used to meet in onsens, in bathhouses, because inside a bathhouse you obviously have to be naked, so you could see people could see each other's tattoos, and at the same time could see that nobody else was carrying a concealed weapon. When somebody is expected to apologize for something, you have to cut off a piece of your finger yourself and present this little piece of finger which you have just cut off on a white napkin to your boss. When they used to fight with samurai swords, the Yakuza, the 2 strongest fingers are your little finger and your ring finger, and if you would have to cut off a piece of your pinky, you would not be able to hold your samurai sword in battle as well anymore as you would before. Now, of course, it's playing golf that wouldn't work so well anymore. specifically for the Yakuza, it is a way to unite the family and to show also the collective mourning, because people of other families would visit the funeral, and people of the family would be aligned away from the actual casket to welcome people into paying their last respects. One of the more intimate moments was that I was in the house of the brother of the deceased, of Miyamoto-san, and he allowed me to make an image of Miyamoto-san in his coffin, but I didn't realize at the time that this was such a sensitive thing. I only realized afterwards that I think had made it to the absolute place where I wanted to be, of trust coming from them.